The promo that was out of place, a strange promo of, I hate you, but I'm envious of you. I secretly love you. I apologize. But this is personal. And because of my envy, I must destroy you. What am I talking about? I am talking about CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, the last promo segment to the main event of WrestleMania. And I've been seeing the opinions. I see your opinions. I see them all. I've seen people that love it. They love the duality of these two. Finally breaking it down. I've seen the people that absolutely hated it, mostly for the reason that it felt like a weak promo at the end of a show. So I get it. I understand it. Let me tell you my opinion. No promo work, no intensity. Just give me my opinion. I love doing that, by the way. This promo felt out of place. This should have been the third promo. This should have been the apology promo. If you wasn't going to use the Usos no more, and the Usos are going to completely move on, and it wasn't going to be about family or mind games no more, which I think it still should have been about mind games. But why have this promo? It should have been third. Then we had a story that we could have stuck to of two people who were envious of things the other person have. One envious of achievement and the other envious of connection. And we could have had weeks of playing on that because it's so much. CM Punk leaving simply because he believed he couldn't get the achievements of a John Cena or someone like that. Segments of dissecting the Roman Reigns, the eating dog food that he brought up last week, which kind of made this promo a little weirder, and him trying to connect with the crowd and couldn't until he became the tribal chief. You could have broken down so much using this promo as the third promo, building to why they respect/hate each other. You could have done so much with this if this would have been the third promo. So I understand your complaints that if it was just a bad promo to you for an ending, because it felt like a beginning of a real feud and a real storyline of two people who are at the top but still wish they had something that the other person had. And I think that's a great story. I think that's an amazing story to tell. And we're not probably going to dive into that story at all. We're not going to get into being booed in Philadelphia. We're not going to get into any of that stuff. And it kind of sucks that we're not going to get into that. But how do you feel about this whole Mania build between the main event? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I felt a lot of it was good, except for the old segment. I said it last week. But I felt like a lot of this could have been handled differently because it felt like it was given multiple storylines. We had the bloodline versus Punk, and you can't do nothing without your family. And then all of a sudden the family just kind of left and went away and no one cared anymore. And then you had the storyline of him dissing his father and you possibly getting vengeance on that, and it didn't. And then we had the storyline of Jey Uso commanding Roman and who's the real tribal chief, and we didn't kind of commit to that one either. And then we even had the first week about who's better and who's the best and who's for real, and we kind of stopped on that too because it got personal and somebody apparently got old. So it switches gears so much that I felt like it kind of ended in a starting gear again at the end, a place where it should have been the third promo. Like, I'm gonna keep saying it, or second, but preferably third, because the Sika part, when he apologized, he should apologize the next week because he's supposed to be the babyface, right? And then the mind game segment of Roman, is he gonna break? Is he not gonna break? Can he break his concentration? And him laughing when he got powerbombed to beating him up the next week, and we're not really getting into that. But it could again be mind games by Punk 2 for a later storyline if they continue this after WrestleMania. So this could be a starting point for a feud going into maybe Backlash and give them something to do. But it did feel like a starting promo. So I understand if you actually felt like this promo wasn't it. So I understand. But that was my main point of this video. But we're also going to give a Raw review. This Raw was probably one of the worst ones. Still far better than SmackDown. We had the Stephanie Vakir versus Liv Morgan. Liv still got a little knot on her head. She's irate. She's deranged. I like the kind of, if she did have makeup, it was subtle. type look with hair over her head, gave her a little more deranged look, a feel of I just want to fight you, to the point I watched the feud and I don't know if they even fighting for a championship anymore. It's like she's just like, I'm dissing your mom, and she's like, I really hate you. I will slam your head through a television, and you and Roxanne will have knots on your head, and I'm cool with that. I like it. That's one of the best built feuds, and they had the least amount of time. We kind of didn't get anything from Dom and Finn besides Dom asking not to have a match with the Demon. I don't know what they're doing with that. Dom in AAA looks like he's the GOAT of wrestling. In WWE, he looks weird and he's like the Miz. It's like in AAA, he's Stone Cold Steve Austin, and in WWE, he's the Miz. And I don't get that correlation on why they can't make him be this character. I'm perplexed by that. Then we have the Obafemi Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar part, same old. Paul Heyman do his job. Pretty good promo, but at the same, it's the same thing. But then we got to the Obafemi part. You see Triple H sign the contract. Triple H said Paul Heyman's there. And then Paul Heyman cuts a promo, and Obafemi cut an amazing promo. He cut a promo that Brock is scared of him, and he has no fear of Brock. And I thought that was an incredible promo. The mountain that you can't climb. He like made himself into the new guy that will overcome Brock Lesnar. I'm the thing that Brock Lesnar has to overcome. And for a guy like Oba, it makes him a badass. Literally, it made him a badass. I am the mountain that you cannot climb. I'm like, I thought Brock was supposed to be the mountain that you were climbing so we can all celebrate. By the way, if Oba doesn't win Sunday, we might not even get to Mania before I make a video. Before I make a video going in on Triple H. I just want y'all to know that. Another thing I really loved, Seth Rollins. Gunther comes out. Seth Rollins give him his receipt, knocks him out of the ring. Seth Rollins want to know why you did it if you wasn't just sucking up to Paul Heyman and what's personal between me and you. And Gunther cut the most ring general promo I have ever seen. Straight up. Ring general style. You walked around saying you're the best wrestler. That's offensive to me because I'm the best wrestler. That's why it's personal. I'm going to make it where you are known that you can't lace my boots. Because I am that much of a better wrestler than you. 2 week bit. That's all. You just need 3 weeks to build this. It's a simple story. We are not fighting for careers. We're not fighting for names. It's not Seth freaking Rollins, the architect, versus Gunther, the career killer. It is Gunther versus Seth Rollins, who is the best wrestler in the world. And I'm here for it. Listen, I got excited. Simply for that. We had other things that kind of felt off. The EO Kyrie Oscar thing, you can tell. I believe every story that they don't know if Nikki Bella's going to be and they're going to add them because they are not committed to this story. This is the most uncommittal storyline I've ever seen. And it's like tonight they set it up for them to face each other, but they don't announce it because they don't know if Nikki's going to be healthy. So they probably going to announce it Friday. Maybe they put them on the show and EO comes and helps and they finally get a match. I don't know how they're going to settle that. I have no clue. I am just as confused as everyone else on what they're doing with this. EO keeps losing, and I know she's not going to keep losing because Triple H absolutely loves her, but I don't know what they're doing with it. I'm assuming she's going to face Asuka after the night. But EO not being on the show at all would be strange after the year she had. So I don't know about that. And like I said, the Jade and Rhea thing is like Rhea cost EO the match, but then Jade just left. And of course, we got Division, training Speed, having a cool montage for Speed, by the way. Very cool, very cinematic. And of course, we had 3-on-3 MFTs, Tama coming out. Where are you? I'm going to make a prediction right now for my prediction show. Tama is going to betray the MFTs. Matter of fact, everybody's gonna betray Solo. I think Solo gonna be on his own. Quick match predictions. I think Punk wins. I think Randy wins. I think Liv wins. I think Jade wins. I think the Vision wins probably. I'm trying to think of all the matches. I think Gunther wins. I think Braun Breaker is going to cost Seth Rollins the match. I 100% do, especially they say he's healthy. I think Javon going to win the IC title. Trick has to win. Oba has to win. Those two have to happen. I'm more okay with Trick not winning, but I need Oba to win. That's a got to. Oba has to win, or I'm going to go outright. Other than that, I'm trying to think what else match. I think Becky with Lynch wins. I think Charlotte and Alexa wins too. Unless you give it to Nia and Lash. I can see either one of them. But that's my prediction. I appreciate y'all for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Who's going to win each match? What do you think about the opening promo? That's the main thing. I appreciate y'all. Peace.